Okay, so we got another Raw in the bag. Of course, we begin this time with John Cena, who talked about how he's been away for so long. It's been a week, John. 1 week. We haven't seen you in like 13 days. Like seriously, you took one Monday off to do rehab. It's fine. You don't need to come back and talk about how much you missed us. No, you don't. You don't. And then later on, we found out that he was the person who contacted Susan G. Komen to make the whole, amalgamation thing happen. And I'll be honest, I think the more John pushes these things, like the I do all these Make-A-Wish things. I want to help, cure breast cancer. I make artificial legs for three-legged puppies. All these things that he does is just super over the top and super nice. It's like he's making it harder and harder to boo him unless you're just cynical and jaded. If you're cynical and jaded, you boo him even more. He's like, I'm the nicest guy on the planet. That's why I can Superman a ring, and it's okay. Kids like me, people like me, parents like me, animals like me. But if you're a jaded wrestling fan, it just makes us hate him even more. And then our first match, Ryback taking on the Colognes. Good match, decent match. Ryback gets a bit of a beating early on. Double shell shock. Decent, does the job. And then we go right away to Brodus Clay, who my wife hates because of how jiggly and nasty he kind of is in the ring. And he's taking out R-Truth, but doesn't happen because little Jimmy's going through puberty and wants to dance with the Funkadactyls. That gets cut short because McMahon's going to give a State of the Union address. Of course, he goes through it a little bit. CM Punk comes down, which then leads to the main event of CM Punk versus Vince McMahon. Okay. The primetime players took on the team of Sin Cara and Mysterio don't have a name. They don't. Seems really weird. They split their masks, but they don't have a name. Not even like, masked Mexicans or Leaping Luchadors or the Conquistadors. You get Uno and Dos. They don't have a name. Again, pretty decent match. I like the way they work as a tag team. It allows Sin Cara to still get some face time. It also allows him to not have as much opportunities to make mistakes in the match. And it also allows Rey Mysterio with his injured knees to still be involved in pretty high-level matches. Of course, they score the pinfall to take on whoever wins out of the team of Zack Ryder and Santino versus the Rhodes Scholars. I'm not going to call them Team Rhodes Scholars. They have a name. You don't need the word team in front of it. And of course, the team of Sandow and Rhodes Scholars picks up the victory. So next week, you're going to see the team of Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio taking on Sandow and Rhodes. That's going to be a really solid match. CU takes on Team Hell No. Team Hell No, of course, took on the team of Ziggler and Del Rio, or Ziglario. Decent match, nice one back and forth to it. Thought it was pretty solid. King gets a pinfall. Yeah, good match. Worked well. Larry King was there for some strange reason, and he interviewed The Miz. And then Kofi Kingston came down. I thought Miz and Ryback had a feud. Now it's Kofi Kingston and The Miz? So did R-Truth turn heel, or why was he going to fight Brodus Clay? They just break up that tag team for no reason to make Kofi a single star again? Would it have made sense to have turned R-Truth? Maybe had Awesome Truth reform? I'm just saying, it just seemed kind of weird to break those two guys up all of a sudden for no reason at all. The segment with Larry King, much like Larry King, was dying really quickly. So, the only interesting parts with Larry King was in the back when he was talking with Daniel Bryan. And his wife called Daniel Bryan a troll who lives under a bridge. And then Kane showed up, and Daniel Bryan and Kane got into it. Daniel Bryan told Kane it was like someone slapped him in the face with a fruit roll-up, which I thought was hilarious. And he's like, oh, where'd Larry King go? Kane went, I thought that was Skeletor. Brilliant. Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, Santino got attacked by Team... What the fuck? That is the one-man band that chose one of the Maharaja. We're going to call them the Lone Rangers. So still don't know what's going on with them, but it's awesome that Heath Slater has his own stable of random dudes. They did throw a match that I thought was an entire waste to do. Sheamus and Wade Barrett. I want to see these two guys have a fantastic feud. And their match was good old-fashioned stiff bare-knuckle brawling. Nice back and forth, good stiff match, great ring work. Those two guys, like, they waylaid the crap out of each other. So what I want to see those two guys do. I want to see just two big brutish guys with brawler styles just go head to head. That's an exciting matchup. Of course, then Tensai did a run-in, because that's what Tensai does now. So then Tensai and Barrett were attacking Sheamus. Sho, who was at ringside, kind of got involved a little bit. Sheamus went for the big boot. Sho caught his foot and then threw him over the top rope. When you see Sheamus land, you hear the back of his head make a super wet slud, like, and it was like, ooh. You see the imprint where he hit, and you see Sheamus afterwards with this kind of, like he just forgot math. It's going to put a lot more towards their match. You know, that match should actually be pretty decent in Hell in a Cell. Eve took on Caitlyn. Caitlyn had a pretty solid match. She used the torture racks, the sidewalk slam into the backbreaker. Really nice power style. Almost makes me wish that she would have had it thrown into a feud with somebody like a Natalya or a Beth Phoenix. Because seeing a woman who's got a decent power game was pretty good. And Eve worked Caitlyn's injured ankle, and then got her in a pretty nice ankle lock. With JBL talking about how Eve is trained with the Gracie family. So I'm assuming that means Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. All not bad. What killed it was Layla on the mic, because I'll be honest, if that's all you've got for a face is Layla, she's great to look at, but she cannot cut a promo to save her life. So Eve got a really solid victory on that one. You know, overall, decent match. Tyson Kidd had a match with Antonio Cesaro. Really solid match, like you know these two guys would have. Great back and forth. You know, it is sad that Tyson Kidd is still enhancement talent, but enhancement talent in quality matches is still really significant. Shout out to our main event. CM Punk versus Vince McMahon. Vince, you can tell the years have caught up to him. He's nowhere near as, you know, huge and muscular as he was during the time he fought Stone Cold. And pretty much you have Punk just brutalizing him. With McMahon coming back, then getting brutalized some more. And then McMahon gets a kendo stick. And scares Punk out of the ring. Punk yells for Paul to bring him the title. McMahon cuts him off, knocks out Heyman, throws the title in the ring. Now the crowd is chanting, "This is awesome." Here's how much the crowd is getting into this. The hard camera is shaking. So there's that much energy going into the stands that it's shaking the hard camera. Punk gets a kendo stick, they get in the ring. They're winners of the kendo sticks. Punk in ring gear, hitting McMahon in, you know, like tank top and pants. Eventually just gets, you know, taken down by it. Big low blow. And all of a sudden, you know, McMahon down, double kendo stick like he's playing Wipeout on him. Puts him for a GTS. All of a sudden, feed me more hits. Crowd goes nuts, Ryback runs down. They gave Ryback a nickname, the Big Hungry. Sounds like a platter you get at Denny's. No, do not call him the Big Hungry. That sounds stupid. heads. What, Hungry Rybacks? Someone gonna take the Hungry Hippo game, put the Ryback heads on it? Oh, it sounds so dumb whenever they say it. It was like the one time they called Brock Lesnar the Vanilla Gorilla. He comes down the ring, kind of scares out, Punk. One-arm Cena comes down, throws Punk back into the ring. Big clothesline. Ryback goes for shell shock. Punk rolls out of the way. Leaves the ring. McMahon grabs the mic. You've got a choice, Punk. The Hell in a Cell, you fight John Cena, or you fight Ryback. Alright, not bad. They had a promo earlier where he was talking to the man. He was like, because what's going to happen is Punk is going to do to you what Brock Lesnar and your son-in-law. At this point in time, they should 110% be trying to focus on a Team McMahon, Team Heyman match for Survivor Series. You've got more than enough players involved already that you can make that an amazing match at Survivor Series. Ratings were down last week. If you start putting something together where you got your Heyman guys on one side and McMahon guys on another, you can make for an absolutely phenomenal match going into Survivor Series.